Oh, that's a little closer than
You're touching me!
Oh shit!
Oh god!
Hey, grab the computer! Grab the computer!
Oh god! Ow!
Stan! Holy shit! What's up? What's up, guys? It's us. Finish the keg. Welcome to part 2 of the Campfire Chronicles.
We're not getting eaten by flames made by
we're not getting
Stan
fucking
himself.
eaten by flames like the first episode. Oh my god, that was the funniest shit ever.
Oh, dude.
If you haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, if you haven't watched it yet, oh my god, check that out. Part 1 was fucking hilarious. I liked it.
I don't think I've ever seen Noah move that fast and that athletically ever. Since I've known you.
Yeah,
Since I've known you. And then my fat ass is like, oh shit, and then a flame's like touching my face, and I'm
fuck no.
You know.
Nope.
Hey,
I'm not doing that.
Hey, like my MMA coach said, eat that shit like last week's barbecue.
And if I would have stayed there, I would have been last week's barbecue.
That is true. That is true. Well, don't Samoans generally do their barbecue by wrapping their meat with coals and burying it?
Burying it? No.
Yeah, they bury it.
No, they use grills.
Charcoal or something.
No,
a lot of Mexicans do that, where they bury it and then put it.
Yeah, I know in Mexico, I know they bury stuff like to make bread and stuff in Mexico, but I don't think they do it like this. I don't think the Samoans do that.
They also also do that in the in Hawaii. I swear. I've never been, but I've seen. I think I saw it on like a Gordon Ramsay show where he's like traveling the world, seeing how different people,
maybe.
Stuff like that. But yeah, part 1.
Catch.
Man, that was crazy. We had the rainstorm.
Yep.
We had the fire that tried to eat us. We had the power in and out.
All we needed was the wind to go crazy and the rocks to start throwing. We would the Avatar's here. The Avatar's here.
Dude, facts.
All the fucking nations. Yeah, can we get beers, Walsh?
Oh, y'all want a beer?
Yeah, since you're playing beer bitch this episode.
I am playing beer bitch. Hold on. It might take me a second. Give me a second. God no.
Is he athletic enough? Oh, he got it open.
It's a little far away.
Patience is a virtue, alright?
You're gonna make me drop the mic to catch this. Oh, fuck.
Like I did to you that one time.
Yep.
Hang on. I gotta set down the mic for this. Hang on. Go ahead.
Come on. Can you do it? Can you do it? Hey, I might be beer bitch this episode.
The Dallas Cowboys need to sign me.
Oh, jeez. Chill out. You ain't even close to like CD Lamb or anything.
I don't need to run a 4.4. I've seen some receivers that run like a 5 flat.
I feel like any of us could be in the NFL if we could imagine the ball as a beer or a bottle of liquor.
Chinese food.
Just tried that in high school.
Chinese food.
Chinese food?
Yeah, you got me all down. Chinese food. Chinese food, yeah. Or some pizza.
Well, wait, like authentic Chinese food, or you're talking about like American Chinese where...
If you can make me sesame chicken authentically and it not kill me because of the way they make it and stuff and like the ingredients and whatnot, yes, authentic.
Do you know they make it more like grilled?
Yeah.
Than like fried with breading and shit.
As long as I have the sesame, as long as I have the sesame sauce, yeah.
Have you ever had Thai food?
Yeah.
Dude, I fucks with Thai food, bro.
Yeah, like the curries and stuff, yep.
Not really the curries, but pad Thai?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Have you ever had Indian food?
No, but I want to... Well, that's where the curry comes from, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Thai curry and Indian curry.
I like Indian curry. It's spicier.
Yeah. They're different curries, but yeah, a lot of Indian food has like a lot of jasmine rice.
Greek?
Oh, I love Greek.
What are they?
Love Greek food, dude.
The heroes?
Euro?
The Euros, yeah.
Euro? Yeah, it's so for the longest time I used to call it like heroes or something like that. And my
it's
dad
like lamb and stuff, right? It's like lamb and pork.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad corrected me. He's like, "What is their currency in Europe?" And I said, "The euro?" He's like, "That's exactly how you pronounce the sandwich as well. Euro."
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, euros. Oh, and there's a couple of places in town, 2 specifically, amazing euros.
In Italy, they call it gyro.
No, it's euro.
No, I think it's a euro.
It's euro.
It's a euro, I think,
euro.
like you said.
They might just be saying in an accent. That
I think
makes it
the
sound like
Americans call it. I think we call it gyros.
Gyro.
I think we call
Yeah.
it gyros.
or gyro. I've heard gyro, before.
Yeah.
GYRO, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's usually like roasted lamb or roasted beef on a spick, and they literally have like ridiculously sharp knife, and they hold the sandwich open, and they just slice it down, and the slices just fall in, and then they do the tzatziki sauce.
Yeah. It's like shawarma. It's like shawarma. I've never had shawarma, but it's like shawarma.
Actually, shawarma's different.
I mean, yeah, yeah, but like the way they prepare it's the same. Off the spit, cut it off, wrap it in a tortilla or like a breading.
Right. Well, it's usually pita bread.
Yeah.
Like that thick, fluffy bread.
the-
Well, the big difference between like a gyro and a shawarma is marinated. A gyro is like dry meat.
Yeah. You
And-
get like a mayonnaise or some sauce.
The tzatziki sauce.
Is that what it is? The white sauce?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
With the tomato and the lettuce. Oh,
Yeah, it's basically like a cucumber vinaigrette.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I love tzatziki sauce. Even putting it on like a salad. Perfect. All right. Curveball. Have you ever had Pakistani food?
No,
Stan? Dude,
I don't travel a country like that.
Pakistani food?
My luck,
got it, bro.
my luck. The based on how I look, my luck is I'd go down there and get stuck.
They'd be like, one of us.
Yeah, and they wouldn't fucking believe me, no matter how much English I fucking spoke.
Actually, what's crazy is over there in what a lot of people refer to as a sandbox, just by the way you walk, the locals can identify you as American. Because Americans have a certain walk. And I learned that in,
But that's my thing, though, is like
Fiji, New Zealand, Australia. They like, before I even talk, I'm not wearing anything that is like, American flag or bald eagle or anything like that.
Oh, I would dress to fit the part. I would try my best to fit the part.
Yeah, even blending in, just by the way you walk, they're like,
Yeah.
you're American. Not oh, you're foreign, you're not from here, but you're American.
Oh, I'm sure it'd have to be fucking
Yeah.
conditioned.
Hell, even when I was in California for some of my contract work in California in my own nation, they were like, "Oh, you're definitely from the South."
Right.
They're just immediately.
Oh yeah.
But speaking of, yeah, man, that's that. I kind of wanted to bring it up on this part 2, the craziness that has happened in the last 2 or 3 years, just from the COVID pandemic shutdown
Oh.
to the pandemic's over with and everybody.
Flashbacks.
Yeah, dude, man, that was crazy. So did you actually get COVID?
Yeah, but I didn't have any of the symptoms.
So you're like tested,
Like yeah. So
like confirmed.
Yeah. So like the way that okay. So sidebar, because I don't. Because it's a long story on how it happened, but I'll just tell the short version real quick. Basically,
Okay,
what
yeah.
it was. Went to work. Told by the bosses that the weather was going to be a little iffy the next day.
Mhm.
Whatever. Wasn't guaranteed work. Whatever. Just keep an eye out. Go home. Wake up.
And was this in 2020 or 2021?
21, I believe.
21.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, I'm gonna put down my mic, pick up my phone, and I'm gonna Google a statistic that I actually want to be like pretty accurate. Blow your fucking mind about 2021. So, anyways, go
okay.
Go with your
So-
story.
So I wake up one morning, and throughout the week, somebody that either my parents had known or somebody from their job was catching COVID. It was like when COVID was real bad, like where you could barely, like at this point you could barely go anywhere. I was only going to work because our job wasn't on the list as
Essential.
non-essential. Yeah, we weren't on that list, so technically I had to go to work. My mom wasn't feeling well. My stepdad wasn't feeling well, so my mom took their test. They tested positive, so they had COVID, so they had to seclude themselves. So then out of just worry, my mom had tested my brothers, and they were also positive. So at some point in 2021, I was the only one in the house that was negative. And then,
Oh, so you were exposed by everybody in the household,
yeah,
and you tested, but you were negative.
exactly.
Did you have any
then
symptoms
right when
or
it got to
anything
the,
like that?
what's up?
Did you have
So
any
then right
symptoms
when
or
it got to
anything
the,
like that?
what's up?
Did you have any like symptoms or
No,
anything like?
nothing.
You're
Nothing.
perfectly
So
fine.
so when it literally got to the point to where they were getting ready to go back to work,
Yeah.
I tested again, and I was positive.
How far was this? Like a week, 2 weeks,
It was
3 weeks?
maybe they were 2 weeks into it. Maybe it was like that last week where they were actually
Gotcha.
able to actually get up and move and get up and make food for themselves and actually get up and go to the bathroom and
Right.
not be.
Recycle, folks. Recycle. Burn.
It all ends up in the trash.
True.
That's another
Anyways,
thing
go
we
ahead.
could probably talk about.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
But right on that last week when they were finally getting over it, I had gotten tested because my bosses, I think somebody at work had gotten COVID or something had happened, and I had gotten tested and I had tested positive, and so for those 14 days I had to fucking sit at home and do nothing. It was great, but
Did
it
you
was
get paid?
fucking boring. No,
You
I
didn't
don't
get
believe I
paid.
didn't. No, I don't believe I did.
So for 14, did you get paid like weekly or bi-weekly or
I
what?
get paid bi-weekly. Oh my god.
Dude, so a whole paycheck, just nothing, nada, zero, zip.
Yeah. If anything, I may be wrong. I probably had like 2 or 3 days maybe of paid days because it was literally one of those things to where right when I tested positive is at the end of the week. And then that first actual week that I had actually had it was confirmed that I had had it for a full week. We weren't working very much anyways.
So
Gotcha.
the symptoms. What symptoms did you have?
For COVID, none.
So you just tested positive,
I
but you
tested. I
didn't
literally
have
tested positive and I could get up, cook, go pee, go shit on my own.
nothing, no
Literally nothing.
weakness,
Was it
no.
your choice or was it their choice?
To sit at home. When I had tested positive, my mom had told me that I had to stay secluded because they had literally just gotten off of COVID, and the way.
I was just wondering if it was your employer or if it was your personal choice.
Oh no, it was my personal choice. Like because my employers took it seriously. My employers took it seriously. Not to say that not taking it seriously was whatever.
What I was saying was if they
Stay cautious.
if they were taking it serious and they were basically telling you if you test positive, don't come in. Legally, they have to pay you.
Well, no, because the way I see it is the way we all looked at it was like I was telling Walsh, we weren't on the what was it called, the non-essential list.
Yeah, not
We weren't on
non-essential
that.
workers.
So technically, I still had to work.
Yours should have been essential.
No. I was labeled essential. I still had to work. If that makes.
He's saying he wasn't part of the
I
non-essential
wasn't a
workers.
part of. Hey, you're gonna stay home and make money since you can't work.
Right.
I was a part of the group that was you. Hey, you still have to go to work to get paid.
Right. So if you're in that group, they had to pay you because they got paid by the government.
Yeah,
Well,
but they didn't.
not,
They didn't.
well, hold on.
They
So
didn't know I
not-
had gotten. Okay, go
not
ahead.
necessarily, because in the very beginning of the pandemic, there was no rules, regulations, anything like that, because as an established society, and this goes globally throughout history, as an established society, as Americans, we never really faced a pandemic at that scale. So the well, as an
Based off
established
what?
society,
Based off what?
as an established society, we have strong infrastructure, we have a strong military, we have a strong economy. I mean, granted, that's kind of questionable, but based off of, we still have markets, we trade and buy and consume from other nations. Like we are part of the world. Now, granted, there was the
Well, what about in 2008 when the stock market crashed and we had the Ebola virus go out when Obama was president?
okay,
Or
perfect.
the Zika virus.
Okay, but hold on. Perfect. Perfect
Ebola
point.
was earlier than that.
So perfect point. You said that you contracted or you tested positive and you're asymptomatic, which means no symptoms, in 2021. Over 100 million people had been tested and confirmed through not only the original test site, but also a third-party tester of COVID-19. Ebola never even touched a fraction of those numbers. That's what's crazy.
Yeah,
That's what's
but
crazy.
yeah, because the symptoms are based off of the flu. You have the same symptoms from COVID you have in the flu. If you
That's not true though.
It
Mine
is
mine
true.
wasn't like that. So like
Not
me,
well, yeah, but not everybody's was the same. But I'm saying when you
Right.
look at COVID and you look at the flu, the symptoms aren't very different. But at the same time, when you look at the death rate, the flu's killed more people than COVID.
Well,
It
hold
was
on.
just one of those things that when everybody had COVID, whether you had a heart attack or you were in a car accident or whatever,
they're blaming on COVID.
if you tested positive for COVID, you technically died of COVID.
Right.
So that's, to me, that's manipulating numbers.
Oh, for
So
sure. For sure. For
you
sure.
can't really you can't really.
But
I mean-
but that's also a completely different number. What I'm saying is that
It's affected more people, yes, but it hasn't killed the most.
no, not at all. But this also pandemic affected and more people tested the most than any other virus or disease. That's why it was
They
so
also had false
widespread
positives
pandemic
going
and stuff
around,
like
though.
that. For sure. And yours might have been. And honestly, the third time that I popped positive, it might have been because just like you on the third time, I was like, what?
Well, I only
What?
had
What's going
tested
on?
that one time. I had tested that one time,
Mm-hmm.
and I had tested positive. And then my mom wasn't sure because there were also false positives. And then later down that week, I had tested again, and that's when I had finally tested positive again. That's when I hit that third day of the week. Right when they had ended, she had tested me, and I had tested positive.
Got you. So let me ask you this: your whole family in your household, tested positive.
They got that shit from Slitterbond. How crazy is that? They literally went on vacation to go to Slitterbond. I
Wow.
stayed home working, and as soon as they come back, I'm told that I have to seclude myself from the whole fucking house because they get back and they all got fucking COVID at fucking
They're
Slitterbond.
like, go live in the garage.
No,
You fucking hermit. Go live in the garage.
So can I ask you what your personal take was?
Hold on, but before you ask that, I got a question
COVID?
for you. Out of
Alright.
everybody that tested positive in your house, including yourself,
All right,
who had the worst symptoms and what were they?
my mother.
And what was it?
She got to the point to where she was laying in a hospital bed, and
Really?
she was given, like, the only way she could breathe was with a tube up her nose for the oxygen tanks. And it
Gotcha,
was
okay.
from the point to where when she went in there, I believe, based on like the pressure of how much she can take,
Mm-hmm.
I guess,
Mhm.
it was like, I think it was at like 100%. Like she had to use the oxygen tank to breathe.
Yeah.
And then she was there for like, fuck, I might even be wrong on off the timeline. She was probably there for, it felt like fucking months, really. But I think
It could have been.
she was in the hospital for maybe max 2-3 months, I believe, fighting this shit.
2-3 months. Okay.
Yeah,
At
and-
max. At max.
Yeah. I might be wrong, but that's what I think. I'm sure I'm correct. But at the same time, like I said, when they got
it
it,
mainly affected her respiratory.
it was
her lungs.
yeah. So the way that it affected everybody was my brothers were fine. They felt fine. My stepdad felt like shit. She felt like shit. And when he started to feel better, she got worse. And it got to the point to where he was home taking care of all of us, my stepdad, and she was in the hospital. And we could only FaceTime her because we couldn't see her because of the visitation shit because of
Oh
COVID.
yeah. Every hospital in the nation was like, ain't nobody walking through the door unless you're being seen by a doctor. Basically.
I got a whole, I don't know if we want to hear that tonight, but we can get into it if you want to.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
a whole last story on that.
So you asked me my opinion. Me.
Yeah, what's your take on it?
Me being around a lot of sick people as a medical professional and everything like that. I honestly think I contracted it in 2020 before it was even mainstream, before there was even a name or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because in 2020,
When it first came out.
yeah, so for like me personally, I've always had asthma. I was born with asthma. I've almost died from asthma multiple times. I've been on every asthmatic medication that you can name or think of, right?
Yeah.
So respiratory stuff like really affects me.
Mm-hmm.
But I never really got sick with the flu. I maybe have had a flu or a cold. Both of those I can literally probably count on one hand in all my lifespan, right?
Yeah.
But what was crazy is the first time that I got COVID was I thought it was just asthma because I'm so used to,
Yeah.
my asthma flaring up and I'm just like, oh, it's just another flare up. And then I was literally taking breathing treatments and more medication than I normally do on not even a day-to-day basis, but an hourly basis.
Yeah.
To the point where when I would go to work, smoke follows beauty.
What's that?
Smoke follows beauty. You're pretty.
Shit, apparently fucking not, because it's going away now.
But yeah, so
I was trying to keep it lit, but I don't think it's working.
The first time I had COVID, it like for 3 days, like on the third day, I told myself after taking a treatment, a breathing treatment, every 2 hours on the dot, I said, if this doesn't break, I'm going to the hospital. I don't know what it is. This was before COVID was real big.
Okay, so did you actually have symptoms when you got it?
Yes.
What did you have?
Runny nose.
Okay.
Watery eyes. I felt weak.
Were you shitting a lot?
No.
Because that was one of the main ones. One of the main ones, one of the key ones was
diarrhea.
Fucking diarrhea. It was diarrhea and fucking taste. Everything tasted like shit.
Right. And well, I lost 100% of my taste and 100% of my smell.
Smell and taste?
Smell and taste. Fuck. But that was on the third day. So the first 2 days, I was like, oh, this is just asthma. I would still go to work, still be around my coworkers, basically the only thing I didn't do was go to the gym.
That shit hit you like a Tyson punch out of nowhere, huh?
Yeah, and then, it knocked me to the ground, and then I called off work multiple days, and they were like, on the third day, in the morning, on the second day that afternoon, work called me and they said, hey, you need to go get tested for this new virus, blah, blah, blah. If you have it, let us know, send us a picture, but stay in your house.
Yeah.
And this was before it was real big and everything. And like I said, medical professional, we were totally new to this, and they were like, quarantine your house. I was like, quarantine my house?
Yeah.
The fuck? Get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, I'm not staying in my house.
No.
I went there, tested positive, immediately had, while I was there, my breathing difficulty got so bad that the place that tested me gave me 2 breathing treatments back to back. And then they were like, can you make it home, or do we need to call an ambulance? And I was like, you ain't calling coworkers to come pick me up. Nah, that's not happening. I'm going home.
Yeah.
And I made it home. As soon as I got in my driveway, I got out of my truck and all the weakness hit. Yeah. Like all my joints and bones just felt like there was like 15-pound sandbags just tied to them.
Wow.
And I was like, this is crazy. So then by the third day, I was like, if this doesn't cut out, like, I'm going to the hospital. Fourth day, I woke up, 100% fine.
Right.
Literally stood up out of bed, no weakness, no wheezing, no breathing difficulty, runny nose stopped. The heaviness on my chest stopped. Like, everything just stopped. And I was just like,
yeah,
what the fuck? And then I went in to eat breakfast, right? Because at that point, I had tested positive. So the company I work for was like, enjoy your 14 days off. You may or may not get paid. We don't really know. And I was like, well, if I'm going to enjoy it, I'm going to get some tequila and enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Walked in there and grabbed the bottle, took a swig out the head. Couldn't taste it. No burn, no nothing. And then I smelt it.
That would have been the time to chug,
dude,
baby.
I smelt it and I was like, I don't smell it. What is going on? And then, because me, I'm not a whiskey guy. I don't like whiskey. But my roommate at the time, he had all kinds of different whiskeys. So I got Fireball.
Ugh.
Absolutely hate Fireball. Grabbed that right out the head. Took a swig, didn't taste it, went down, and I swallowed it. Didn't even gag, and I was like, oh shit, this is crazy. So then I told my roommate, I was like, hey, I'm gonna send you some cash. On your way home, go ahead and pick up 2 liters of vodka. Literally, that entire 14 days, I was drunk as a skunk, enjoying my days off. And then on the 12th day, they're like, oh, by the way, you're getting paid for all the days that you would normally work. And I was like, being an essential worker, hell yeah. But
1 for 2.
What'd you do?
Drop the vape. No, I got it. But
so then after you tested positive that one time, or the first time, did you test positive again?
Yeah, when I retested for that second time, yeah. Because when I tested the first time, I was negative. And on that final day when my parents were over it, she wanted to test me again just to make sure that it didn't spread throughout the house, because I had seen them. I was around them.
Right.
We couldn't escape each other. We were in an apartment.
Well, no. I'm talking about after all that?
Oh no, I never tested again. I had never.
No symptoms, no nothing, never tested again.
Yeah, I work outside, dog.
Yeah.
You can't sit there and tell me that the amount of people that got infected, that this shit's not airborne. That was what blew my mind. They had never. I don't believe that for like the first 2.5 years when it first came out and the fucking affection rate was so high. We got the fire. Hell yeah.
Dum, dum, dum.
They had never mentioned that it was airborne.
Yeah.
So it's like if I'm outside and I'm breathing in the air and people are outside walking around driving and shit, I'm gonna, we're gonna catch it at some point. Right. And with all the sawdust and everything that I do that gets, inhaled through what I do, my immune system is at least built for it. That's why I'm saying when I did test for it and I was positive and I did stay home,
you're like surprised. You're like,
I was like,
really?
Why can't I go to work? Like,
yeah,
it was dumb. But like, the thing that humbled me about it, because I'll just go out and say it. Yeah, when it first came out, I wasn't buying it. I didn't buy into it.
You thought it was all bullshit.
I thought it was just all bullshit. It was just
all malarkey.
It just happened to happen. 4 years. It just happened to start on the final fucking year that Trump's run as president ends.
All the election
and they have an excuse. They have an excuse when it's time to vote to kick him the fuck out. On top of everything else they're trying to kick him out for, because this happened on his watch while he was president.
Right.
So. Well, see, okay.
Yeah, that's crazy.
See, that's what blew my mind. What got me to flip the egg. Well, I mean, I wouldn't even say flip the egg. Is like really understand was the point when people were posting videos and photos of them going to go get tested for COVID, and as soon as they approved the appointment, they did, and then they would get a letter in the mail saying that they tested positive for COVID and they never got a test, or it was like people were getting letters in the mail to vote through the mail, and they're getting letters for people that are already fucking deceased, that have been deceased for like 30, 40 fucking years,
or abandoned houses.
Exactly. I had seen a video that was on YouTube that somebody had posted from the news. That in like an older family, like it was a husband and a wife, like 50, 60 years old, they had gotten a letter in the mail for a voting registration for a cat that they had living at their address. It was their pet cat. Bro. He had got a letter in the mail for his registration to vote. Yeah. Because he had like a human name.
You know what's crazy is like, I mean, just
to get what you want. Like, it's nuts. It's nuts.
Well, I mean, we did that episode on, conspiracy theories, and, we talk a lot about government and stuff like that.
This is definitely one of them.
Oh, it's for sure. And I feel like we won't know the hardcore facts or all of the ins and outs of it.
Yeah, we won't ever know.
For another 15, like maybe 10 years. And then it'll come out, or there'll be a leak or something like that. I will say this, going back to the COVID and on the medical side, even being a medical professional and contracting the virus and feeling as bad as I did and everything like that, I didn't think it was that bad. Just because I was like, obesity alone kills 3 times the amount of people, but you don't see people quarantine and at a gym, or let's talk about diabetes, or let's talk about heart failure or anything like that. And that's where I was like, I don't know. But then I'll tell you what, there was one call that I ran, and the lady had COVID, and she was probably in her 50s and 60s, triathlon runner, healthy as a horse. She only had like an allergy to one medication, only took vitamins, had no prescriptions and all that stuff.
Was she white?
What?
Was she white?
What do you mean, was she white?
Was she white?
What's that got to do with anything?
Well, no, when COVID came out, when they first talked about it, one of the risks for COVID was if you had a shitty immune system, if you were elderly, or if you were of color. One of the risks was of either Mexican or black. It was like a health risk. That's why I asked.
Well, she was white.
Okay.
She was white.
It was like a higher risk. It was like you have a higher chance of getting it being elderly.
Oh,
Like
kind of.
about 40.
Yeah, it was like over 40. Your immune system's weak, the elderly, and then it was like stuff like that, and it was just based off of how, like, I guess the Mexican DNA and like the African American DNA works, whatever. But
Well, I mean, it's the same thing with sickle cell disease.
what's that?
Sickle cell disease.
Oh no, I thought you were throwing me a beer. Oh no, I know what sickle cell disease is. Yeah.
So, like, I mean, sickle cell disease, you mainly see that in younger African Americans.
Yeah.
And they don't even have to be from Africa, just have African American genes in their DNA.
Yeah.
And they're more prone to sickle cell. Can a white person get sickle cell? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But most cases are African Americans, right? So, I mean, there are diseases out there, because I remember when that fact came out. Do you want to know?
Motherfucker.
I like this. It's like the Undertaker's going and coming.
It's like peaceful.
What's doing that? Are we just running too much power, or what are we doing?
I think it's just the fumes inside.
Oh, that's okay. I don't mind rolling like this.
Yeah.
Oh, is it gonna kick back on? Do we need to open that other door?
I'm gonna go grab a fan.
Okay.
Just put
Work.
air into
Do
it.
what you do. What are you trying to do to me? Are you trying to fucking throw this beer at me? Okay, alright. Caught it with my legs.
Oh, I thought that hit your nuts.
It was in that area, but I caught it.
Good job, buddy.
Thank you.
But yeah, so I mean, there are definitely some diseases out there that being not from a certain culture, but having genetics from a certain part of the world.
Yeah, it's just evolution. It's just all it is.
Yeah,
Is just evolution.
yeah,
It's just
honestly.
DNA evolution.
But I remember whenever that came out, it was, doctors are racist and medical professionals are racist and all this other stuff. And the only thing I could think of is like, no. Like, look at CHF. That's primarily a white person disease. Look at sickle cell. That's primarily a black person disease. Like, there's other diseases, but again, it was one of the political gains to point fingers.
I think all that's like that, though.
Oh,
like,
for sure, for sure.
Like, the way I see it working is, yeah, there's diseases. Obviously, we can't just, like, roam around free, wherever we want to go. And, I mean, people are going to get sick.
Yeah.
So, like, the way I see it is, like, yeah, we have to protect ourselves from certain diseases. But, like, at the same time, I feel like there are certain ones that aren't required. And it's like, for an example, the
Required
flu
what?
shot. Like,
Required protection from or something like that?
yeah, so like for an example, in the flu shot, do you remember when you were going to middle school and high school and stuff, that before you got registered for school, you always had to have your flu shot?
Yeah, I had to have
Okay.
your TB, flu shot, tetanus,
Yeah.
and then usually your HPV.
Yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
with the flu shot, do you remember yourself getting the flu before you had gotten the flu shot?
No, like I said, I've only had the flu maybe 2, maybe 3 times in my entire life.
All right, so here's my thing. I've never gotten the flu. Well, actually, I'll take that back, because the way I was going to word that was wrong. I've never had the flu until I get the flu shot. And I understand that if you get the flu when you get the shot, it's to help your body get immune to the flu. So if you have a chance to get it, it's already recognized it and it can fight it off better. But it's like, if I'm
Yeah.
not catching the flu while having the flu shot, why the fuck am I going to take the flu shot? You know what I'm saying?
Well, yes and no.
And that's how I looked at that's how I looked at
Yeah.
COVID, is if I don't have COVID and you're offering a COVID vaccine,
Yeah,
if it's like the flu, because you've already mentioned it's like the flu,
right. Well, the symptoms are
why the fuck would
are
I want to
identical.
take the COVID shot and risk myself getting fucking COVID and it fucking everything up like it would if I had just caught it fucking normally?
Right. Well, on a medical standpoint, the flu vaccine is you're injecting yourself with the cells from the virus, but they're dead cells. Right? So they can't once something is dead, you can't bring it back to life. That's
Well, of
just
course.
that's simple circle of life, right?
But
So
I'm
then
just saying,
once
if I've already gone 6 months without fucking getting it.
Well, no, that's what I'm about to explain to you, because a lot of people don't understand this fact, right? So whenever you get the vaccine, it is the virus, but it's the dead cells of the virus. And then your immune system attacks these foreign cells that are already
Right.
dead, and then they figure out by the genome coding, the DNA coding, how to fight it, right?
Right.
So a lot of people that get the vaccine, like you,
Yeah.
they get the vaccine.
I didn't get the vaccine. I didn't get the COVID vaccine.
Well, I'm talking about the flu.
Oh, well, yeah, for
Yeah,
school.
and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
and then you get sick.
Yeah, after
So-
I've never gotten it. Like after I graduated, I've never gotten it since.
Right. So the medical explanation for that, at least from what I've researched and what also I've been told
Yeah.
from multiple professional medical practitioners,
Yeah.
is that the cells of the flu you have already contracted from somebody or some place,
Right.
and then whenever you inject the vaccine, those dead cells or those alive cells attach to the dead cells and accelerate the process of you getting sick.
That was quick.
That was super quick.
I don't know why.
Do we need to open that other door?
I have a fan blowing on.
No, I'm saying this back door right here behind us. Do we need to open that one up?
Try it. Fuck it.
Why not?
But does
Brings
that
some
make sense though?
Yeah.
So
yeah. No, I understand.
it's not that the vaccine gave you the flu. It's the fact that you already had the flu virus in your system. You just weren't sick yet because your immune system was already fighting it or already figuring it out.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I said, I work outside, so it's like I'm exposed to everything all day, every day.
Well, not necessarily. If you work outside, you're exposed to the least amount of diseases and viruses possible.
Well, look, I mean, I have to do like with the allergies and stuff, like with the pollen and stuff.
Yeah, but a pollen isn't a virus or an allergy.
I mean, yeah, I
A,
understand that
poll-
part.
a pollen allergy isn't going to put you in the hospital.
Well, yeah, but like I'm saying, like when we had the Zika virus going around, that was a big thing. Like you had to go outside and make sure that you weren't getting bit by fucking mosquitoes because you were going to possibly get it.
Mm-hmm.
But like at the same time, they were spraying like all those fucking pesticides and shit, which in my opinion really didn't get rid of the mosquitoes. It just fucking increased it, really.
Right.
Because like, I mean, you notice when we come out here, just sitting out here, I had to put off on immediately because I was already getting fucking bit left and right.
Oh, same thing. I was bitching at you to throw the can, my way.
Yeah, so like,
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a whole ramble jumble of stuff that we could get into about this whole shit. 'Cause
It's weird, and a lot of people at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, all medical science and medical treatment is essentially experimental, and it's developing, like medical science develops faster than technology. So you know how they say if you go into an Apple store and you buy the newest iPhone, right? As soon as you walk out, it's obsolete because some kind of software or update has already been.
Well, I don't know, cause I mean, cause
Fuck is going on?
I don't fucking know. But it's funny though. I like this shit. No, like,
Welcome to Campfire Chronicles. Welcome to Campfire
yes,
Chronicles.
fucking well. Oh my.
But no, for sure. Like that.
Well then, okay, well then if that's the
but
case,
like with medical science and how we treat people, dude, I've been in the medical field for, I think it's 8 years.
but that's what I'm saying.
Come December.
But that's what I'm saying though. Like you had asked that, like you had said that medical science improves more than more than technology. Like we're like
It doesn't improve; it changes.
okay. Well, I mean,
Do you understand the difference, though?
yeah, because I feel like if medical science was improved, we'd already have a cure to cancer. And
Oh,
I feel
facts.
like everybody that's at least our age or if not older already understands why we don't have that cure yet.
Facts. Okay, so
But besides that, we're already getting to like the iPhone 15 fucking 16. Or are we no? No, we're getting to like the fucking fucking 17, 18s or 20s maybe. Shit, I don't know.
I don't know.
We're up there. We're double digits
I
already.
know Samsung S23 is a brand new one.
So my thing is like, if we could have the newest fucking iPhone, like the way I'll put it like this because I keep mumbling on. The way I see it is I'm gonna be able to have my phone like the Apple Watch,
Yeah.
and have it on my wrist and have
All
it right here
text,
accessible
posts.
before we can go into like a laboratory or something and have every cure for every single fucking disease that we have discovered ever on this planet.
Right.
And it will always be like that. Why? Because whatever funds goes into finding those cures funds the pharmaceutical company.
Oh, you talking about Big
that
Pharma
help
now?
runs the country. Oh,
Talking about
fuck
Big
Big
Pharma.
Pharma.
Big Pharma.
Fuck Big Pharma.
So the
way I see it, bro. Give people weed. Give everybody a fucking medical card. Give them weed. Even for our veterans, our veterans need that shit. Our NFL players, our NBA players, sure, give them weed too. But give everybody in the United States a fucking medical card and see how many fucking, or even fucking mushrooms, because I know mushrooms do positive things too. Give people,
especially with like PTSD
exactly.
or
so give everybody in the give everybody in the United States a medical card for
Right.
weed or shrooms or whatever the fuck they need, and let them use it at a medical dosage. And I can almost guarantee you that some people, depending on what they have, it'll show signs of improvement slowly.
Right. Well, okay, so with that statement, I do agree with you. I don't think weed
Instead
or
of
shrooms
popping
or,
pills 24/7
Well, I also,
and getting addicted.
Okay, so for instance, if I have high blood pressure, would weed help with that? Because you can't cure high blood pressure.
I mean, probably not, because you'd probably get the munchies. But I'm saying like,
Well, no. Hold on. Would shrooms cure that? I'm answering for you. No. If I have high blood pressure and my heart thinks that it has to pump so hard, granted, your heart is a muscle, right?
Yeah, but that's different.
Well, no, that's exactly what it is. I feel like a lot of people think, oh, let's just go herbal, let's just go weed, let's just go this, and it'll solve so many problems. It will solve a lot of stuff, but the things it doesn't solve, high blood pressure. You know what does solve high blood pressure? High blood pressure medications, vasodilators.
Okay, then I'll say this. When it comes to like heart attacks, high blood pressure, diabetes, and stuff like that, sure, you can take the medication. But make sure it's actually going to help you. But like when it comes to CTE, PTSD, ADD, ADHD, dyslexia, general pain, discomfort, shit that, just brutal ass fucking pain that you get from the military or just doing everyday work.
Right, for sure.
Instead of giving people fucking hydrocodone and a bunch of other shit that you're going to fucking pop.
Give them a joint.
Yeah.
Give them a joint. Cancer patients.
Yeah.
Prime example.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree with you. But also I think there's a large majority of, because I know, you're on that side of, weed in general.
And it helps fund the government. And it helps fund the government because you can tax it.
Well, let's just talk about like weed. It has so many different medicinal purposes that could be used, right?
Yeah.
Right. But there's also that large group of people who think weed or shrooms or those earthly medicinal aids are just the end all be all, right?
Yeah.
Here's my thing as a medical professional, right? If my blood pressure normally runs 180 over 110, there isn't enough. I want to say it's the Gora root. It's a vasodilator. There's not enough of that root.
Just kidding.
That I could eat or make into a tea on a daily basis that would be reasonable to bring my blood pressure down to normal levels. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, weed would do that, but I mean, like I said, you get the money.
Weed does not affect your blood pressure whatsoever. If you have high blood pressure and you smoke weed,
slower your heartbeat.
You will have
be the chronic, slow your heartbeat down.
Not necessarily, dude.
I can hear my heartbeat.
Figure out what it is.
Not necessarily.
Figure out what it is.
Why we keep going dark?
Yeah. There's junk in the tank. From y'all driving over here. Swashed it all around.
Oh, so he wants to blame my driving. It's my driving.
I'm not saying it's sure driving. I'm saying it's my junk in my tank.
Are we going to talk about his junk in his tank?
Pause. No, man, it's just.
Yeah, no, man, and it's
I
one of
know,
those
I mean,
things.
I understand. I understand.
It's a hard conversation, especially for me. Like I absolutely don't like taking meds. You know that I got a tumor in my eye and everything like
Weed.
that, and I have to take certain medications
Weed.
to help me.
Weed.
But with my profession, if I pop hot for that,
Well, I mean,
my 8 years is down the fucking toilet. What am I gonna do?
if you can't, okay, look.
No, hold on.
If you have a stable job,
pause,
if you have a stable job and a career, and you can hang on, and you can afford to do it,
Stop.
make your money, boo boo, do your thing.
That's exactly where I agree with you in the fact of if I had that option and I wouldn't get penalized, I would rather take that than the 3 narcotics that are prescribed to me.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And then, because sometimes, as you know, my headaches. How long was I down after I took my 3 narcotics on that really bad headache that Marquise had to go over and check my pulse because he was scared that I just died?
Oh, you'd be up for days, really.
I was asleep for 26 hours straight.
Well, that's not even a full day.
That's
I mean, that's a full day in like a couple of hours.
medically, that's considered a medical coma.
I don't know. To me, it felt like 48 hours, but
Right.
yeah.
But when I woke
I
up,
get it.
when I woke up,
Yeah, no, I get it.
no headache, I was good to go. But let's just say if I had a joint that was prescribed to me, smoke half of that joint, I could go to sleep, no headache, no nothing, and then wake up the next day and function like a normal human being.
See,
I totally agree with you. There are instances and circumstances, but there's also, and that's exactly why I made my statement. Medical science has changed and changes at such a rate that is crazy. Literally 2 years ago, we used to use nitroglycerin, so the same ingredient in
We're just gonna finish it out in the dark.
all right. Welcome to the campfire, folks. But the same.
oh, we don't even need that.
Had 2 lights.
We don't need that. It's okay.
But the same ingredient that you put in dynamite to make it go boom.
Yeah.
2 years ago, in emergency setting, we used to use that to treat high blood pressure. Now, you only treat high blood pressure with fluids and also high blood pressure medication. You don't use nitro. You use nitro for coronary artery blocks.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So literally, it's not that it improved. We just found out, oh shit, this is way better for this, and we've been using it for this, and that's no bueno. You see what I'm saying? But with that, back to the whole COVID thing, and after that, you know, it really kind of, if you think about it as a whole, you know, because you know me, in general, as a person, I care about people, or I wouldn't be in the profession I am, right?
Yeah.
It is sad to see where we've come from the pandemic and everything to now. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you know, and I'll be honest, I was one of those medical. Oh, we have an audience member. Live here now. The Yappy Yorkie. But like I'm not gonna lie, I was one of those medical professionals that cashed in on the pandemic.
Yeah.
I went on contracts across the United States to get paid 2 or 3 times the amount that I would normally do in my hometown.
Right.
To specifically battle and combat the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And I cashed in on it, man. I mean, you remember? I made hella bank.
Yeah.
Got a hella experience. Hella bank, hella experience.
Oh, the horn's gonna blow again.
Just wait for it.
It's a train. It's a train.
Yeah.
We'll wait for it.
There it goes. But I made hella bank, hella experience, and learned more than I would have.
Yeah.
If I would have just kept grinding away at what I was already doing, right? at the same time, I cashed in and utilized it. I didn't take advantage of the system, but I for sure was there to get that paycheck from the government, being like, "Yeah, what's
Right.
up? You gonna pay me nice to be out here away from home?
Yeah.
You also gonna pay for my flight, my hotel, transport." But the thing that I do feel bad about is the non-essential workers that never had the opportunity to either move into a field where they could help in the pandemic area, or to even make a paycheck, to even have enough to pay for food, pay for toilet paper, get fresh water. You know, your electricity bill is 3 months past due and you haven't worked in 4.
Yeah.
You know, that's shitty. And I do feel bad about that, you know, because in all honesty, every single contract that I took for multiple different companies and multiple states and areas and everything, we always needed more help. And you know who we could have pulled from? The non-essential group of people.
Yeah.
Oh, you stock groceries? Well, hey, I want you to sit up at the front of this ER and check people in. First name, last name, date of birth, address, get why they're there, check them in, send them to the nurse's station. How hard would that be?
Yeah, but I wouldn't even.
See what I'm saying? That's my opinion.
No, I get it. I would just look at it and like, I'm more worried of like the pandemic.
Throw that damn dog a bone, God, now.
Like the pandemic happens, right? Like the pandemic happens. The people that I'd be worried about are the people, like you said, the people that couldn't work.
Yeah.
But at that point, I feel like that's where the government would step in. And I don't think
Well,
they
we
did a
already
very
know
good.
the government ain't gonna do shit.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, hypothetically, like this is where the government would step in.
You're talking about the picture perfect world. Or picture perfect nation.
Yeah, but like even in even in real life, I'm worried about the people that they can't work, and at the same time we have like the professional football players, we have the athletes, and all that making the millions and millions of dollars. You can, there here and there were people like giving out money to people, making sure people had everything, like the football players were paying the staff for the stadiums and stuff to make sure they still had money to survive.
That happened?
Yeah. So like when the pandemic happened real bad and everything was suspended, it got
Right.
to the point to where certain players that I guess that could afford it would pay the entire staff for like either the team or like the stadium staff that run the stadium, like the hot dog vendors and shit, that people that work at the stadium.
For real?
They all got their salaries paid and shit, so they were able to survive till however long COVID was gonna last.
For those 2 years?
Yeah.
They did that?
Yeah.
Bro, I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
Or at least to survive at least the first one, and then go if because that second year was a little bit more lenient, but it wasn't as
Yeah.
But that first one for sure, because we
Yeah.
didn't know how long it was gonna last. But yeah,
Dude, that's crazy.
in
I didn't
certain
even
areas,
know that.
in certain areas, but like with the stimulus check and everything, I understand that helped. But like I'm looking at it like as in like we're already in debt, and I
Facts,
understand
dude.
I understand that getting into more debt is an even worse idea.
Yeah.
But it's like, we already know the government makes money off of stupid shit.
Facts.
Why don't you take those motherfuckers' paychecks? Take a portion of the NFL and the NBA players' paychecks. You put that fucking together, and you provide it to everybody that absolutely fucking needs it, whether it's your
Yeah.
fucking retired veterans that can't afford shit, or
Yeah.
your medical professionals that can't work based on their profession, or just whatever.
Oh, hell no, bro.
You have enough money.
Medical professionals, bro, that was our time to shine.
Everybody.
That's whenever, even if you just got out of school or you've been doing it for a couple of years, when the pandemic hit, that was whenever you showed up and you showed out.
Well, I look at it as like
Traveling nurses and stuff.
the people.
Oh, especially, dude.
When it all ended, when it all ended and we were able to come out, the people who worked should have got something. Whether it was medical professional, if you had to work during the pandemic, you should have gotten something. You should have gotten money from something.
like extra, like
something from the government. Yeah.
more than just the stimulus check that was handed
Well,
out.
I don't even
just no taxes or something.
And
something like that because I remember
I
when they
totally
told everybody
fucking
to sign
agree.
up for the stimulus check, depending on what you had and how you lived and how much you made, depending on how many you got. When where I was at and how much I was making, I only got one. But in reality, everybody that was living like I was at the time was getting 3 or 4 at a month. And
dude, that's what I thought
like,
was crazy.
I only got one.
Yeah,
I want
same.
my stimmy. I want my stimmy.
Same. Like I only got one stimulus check, and even though I cashed in, doing contracting and traveling around and making like way more than I would normally make in my hometown and shit.
Did it put you in a different tax bracket?
Oh yeah, oh
See,
yeah,
fuck all that.
and even then, like, okay, for instance, when I went to LA,
Like, tax the fuck out of them. Tax the fuck out of them.
well, I'm saying, like, when I went to LA, I jumped 2 tax brackets, but the percentage for the tax bracket that I jumped up to, even though all of the crazy work that I was doing, the crazy amount of hours,
Yeah, LA ain't shit.
being right in the middle of, pandemic central of fucking LA, one of the busiest cities in the nation, they increased that tax bracket percentage as a nationwide, not just California taxes, because California does have income tax, but like the
Yeah, they
government
have state and
taxes
federal
actually
tax.
increased for the bracket that I was in. So even though I was making way like quadruple the amount that I would normally make,
You're rich here and poor as fuck over there.
oh dude, facts.
Literally. That's how that goes.
Facts.
You're rich
Honestly,
as fuck. With that money, you're rich as fuck over here and you're poor as fuck over there.
honestly, and truth be told, like even though my hourly rate and how much I would earn at whatever contract that I would fulfill
Yeah, I wouldn't shit over there.
was way more, I still do agree. Like if somebody in the medical professional or any profession that was considered essential, and they took it upon themselves to leave their families, their home, to travel to help other communities and other people, I feel like there should have been a little bit, throw them not the biggest T-bone, but definitely not the smallest. Give them something, because I got one stimulus, and that was it. But then my California taxes, that red, white, and blue tax cock fucked me in the ass with no lube. It
30
was
grand.
ridiculous. I owed.
30 grand.
Huh?
30 grand.
Uh,
Oh, you called it. We're going to finish in the dark. Might as well finish in the dark.
Finish in the dark.
The fire's lit more anyways. But no, I like this.
How long the GoPro's gonna last?
How long we got?
I don't even know what battery percentage is that. I got another one. I got my other GoPro over here.
Okay.
All right, let's keep going. But anyway, so as a medical professional, I have my own opinions and stuff like that, and I didn't think it was real until I saw and personally had patients that deceased in front of me, and there was nothing I could do. I literally pulled out all the works that modern medical science had given me in my disposal. It was just fuck. Like we haven't figured this one out, and we're so behind the 8 ball that we're just losing people left and right. I mean, like that alone right there, especially because in my medical field, it's I'm there for the person that called me to be there. I'm there for them 100%. And whenever I can't do anything to help, that feeling of hopelessness
Yeah.
is awful. It doesn't matter what my paycheck is or how much they're paying me per hourly or how much more I'm making than when I would be at home.
Yeah.
I would trade all of that additional income to not have that feeling and have an answer. And that's where I kind of stand with those people who took it upon themselves to leave their family, leave their home,
Yeah.
go do something for somebody else's community who's hurting more than theirs.
Yeah.
They should be compensated a little bit.
Yeah. No, I definitely wasn't with it.
Yeah.
When it
But
first...
it's also, I mean, if your bank account tonight, let's say tonight, your bank account
Yeah.
was a negative, what is it, $7 trillion or some crazy, right? Could you go to the ATM and pull out $20?
Yeah.
Hell fucking no.
Why wouldn't I?
if your bank account was negative $7
Oh,
trillion,
I didn't hear you say negative. Oh, negative? No. I didn't hear you say
there's no
negative.
fucking way. So when all these people are like, oh, I need the stimulus, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I don't need, 1,000, 2,000. I need like 5K, blah, 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 and all this shit. But then you see all these families having, instead of having food in their fridge, they got a 65-inch TV. They got the new PlayStation, they got the new Xbox, they got, a new vehicle and shit. And it's like, you're pulling from a negative bank account and spending it on dumb shit.
You can't help that, though.
You can't. But it's a mentality. That's fuck. And that's where I'm a little irritated with the whole pandemic, and even to where we are nowadays. It's like that's
But
the
that's how it is,
mentality,
though.
bro.
That's how they want it to be. That's how they want it to be.
I agree. And I honestly feel like it's just like Rome. You give them entertainment, blood sport, and bread. And
Well, no.
and the mob will follow you.
Well, it's not even that. It's one of those things to where they literally give us everything, and we live life like we have everything. And as soon as they take one thing, it's all hell breaks loose. And that's how I feel like. Okay, that's how I feel like COVID was. That's how I feel COVID was. Is everybody was living lavish, everything was okay, and then as soon as they dropped this on us,
24-hour Walmarts.
it was
Yeah.
all hell breaks loose. We were running out of toilet paper. There was a toilet paper shortage. When in the fucking ever in the world that you're, as long as you've been here, when the fuck have we ever run out of toilet paper? Like, out of everything in this world, how the fuck do we run out of toilet paper?
Yeah.
Run it.
Seen an ad for toilet paper.
My point. So it's like, how the fuck do we run out of toilet paper? How do
Bro,
we
you
run
don't
out of
see the Shaman
Germex?
Bears, bro?
How do we run out of napkins? It's like the secondary essential stuff that you would have in your home is what is what we're losing, and all hell breaks loose. And like you talked about being humbled and stuff. I wasn't really with COVID, and the one thing that I'm still to this day, like, regardless of whether I got it or not, and whether it's true that I got it or not based off the test, I still don't fuck with it. I didn't feel any different. I still don't feel any different. But what humbled me was when my mom got it.
And she was hospitalized.
Yeah. Because when she had gotten it, the way that it was explained to me and the way that I took it, it was going to be one of those things to where she was going to be in the hospital. She was at first she was going to go home. She was going to be at home, get over it, live life, whatever.
Yeah.
So, and mind you, we're also living with my great grandfather at the time. So he's also living there. He's having to be excluded from the house.
How old was he at the time?
My great grandfather, in the 90s,
90, like early, late 90s?
late 90s probably.
Late 90s.
Probably like 96 max. Maybe a little older than that, maybe. Maybe I'm
The
off.
whole household got COVID and he's 96?
Yeah, so when they had gotten back
Damn.
from Schlitterbahn, it was just me and him. No, I'm good. When it was just me and him at the house, when they had gone to Schlitterbahn, he had gone to Brownwood to go visit family. They had came to get him.
Yeah.
So when they had COVID, when they had came home with COVID, he wasn't home. It was just me and the fam. And then he had came back, and they had to be secluded from him too. Well, mind you, when mom goes to the hospital, so does great grandpa.
Whoa.
Is it starting to rain too?
Motherfucker.
Oh my god.
Well, welcome to Campfire Chronicles with Finish the Keg.
Well, I'll make this short so we can get the fuck out of here, because I'm not trying to get
finish
right
it, man. We got electronics and everything else.
So, medium version of the story. Long story short, he came home, and while she's in the hospital, she doesn't know what the fuck's going on. Long story short, he gets COVID. Great grandpa gets COVID. He's in the same exact hospital in the same exact wing that she's in when she also has it.
Your ma.
Yes. So it got to the point to where he was ready to go. It was gonna kill him. He was ready to go. His wife's been dead for a couple of years now. He's ready to go. He's ready to go see her again.
Damn.
Real sad shit.
Damn.
At the same time, she's in the hospital too with COVID and still doesn't know that he's in the hospital as well. So mind you, when he finally passed, when he finally passed in the hospital, in hospice with COVID, she's slowly finally getting over it, getting ready to get out, and we're having to tell her on a FaceTime that her grandfather
Passed.
passed.
From the same thing she got.
Or her grandfather. Her grandfather passed in the same wing she was in with COVID
Wow.
while she has it as well.
That's shitty, man.
Yeah.
That's shitty. Well, we're going to continue this on part 3. Check it out.
We're getting rained out over here.
Yeah, we're getting rain. We got laptops out here.
Sorry to end on a sad note, but
I know,
we're
jeez.
getting rained on. Sorry.
Jeez. Hey, I feel like us almost getting eaten by the flame that Stan decided to fucking brew.
Yeah, that should be. That's more than funny enough.
Hey, if you haven't seen part 1, go back, watch part 1. You'll know exactly what we're talking about. But look out for part 3.
Yeah.
If you like these kind of episodes, Campfire Chronicles, like, comment, subscribe, let us know.